Hi friends, welcome to Vidyascooking. Today I'm going to be showing you how to prepare keema cutlets. This is something we enjoy as a starter. We also serve this keema cutlets for tea. I'm updating my blog recipes and this was one among the recipes that I needed to update. So I'm posting this recipe again. I've laid out all the ingredients required for the keema cutlets. We would require minced lamb meat. This is about 250 grams of lamb mince I'm using. And I've also grated and reserved potato in a tub of water. This is one large potato and a medium sized potato that I've grated and I've reserved it in a tub of water just to avoid the decoloration. I've also finely chopped onion, chilies, mint and coriander and I've reserved it. We need to chop all the ingredients really fine. For the crumb coating I'll be using Panko breadcrumbs, and for the cutlets I'll be using 5 slices of bread. For the masala powders I'll be using Garam Masala powder, Chaat Masala, turmeric and chili powder. All the ingredients used in this recipe will be listed in the description box below this video, or you can click the icon above this video which will direct you to my blog. I will also be using eggs, ginger and garlic paste. Ginger and garlic paste is already prepared by my mom, and I've also posted this recipe in my previous blog post in Basics of Indian Cooking. I'll post the ginger and garlic paste recipe in the description box below this video. I will also be using green peas for this recipe. I'm going to start cooking the meat first. I've heated a pan on medium flame. Now to the pan I've added about 3 tablespoons of oil. Now once the oil reaches temperature, I'm going to be adding the finely chopped onion and the ginger and garlic paste. I'm going to fry both these ingredients till the raw flavor reduces. I will be frying the onions till it turns transparent and light brown in color. So I need to fry the onions on low to medium flame till it turns light brown in color. Once the onion has turned light brown in color and the ginger and garlic paste has reduced all its raw flavor, I'll be adding the finely chopped mint, coriander and chilies, and I'll fry it further for a minute's time. Now once my mint, coriander and onion and ginger garlic paste has fried thoroughly, I've added the dried spices. Garam masala powder, chili powder, turmeric powder and chaat masala powder. I'll be frying these dry spices, but when you're frying these dry spices it's going to burn fast. I've added just a splash of water and I'm frying it further till the raw flavor has reduced. This has taken roughly about a minute's time to fry. Now once the onions and the masalas has fried thoroughly, I've added the minced meat, the grated potatoes and peas. I'm going to cook this mincemeat, potatoes and peas for another 2 minutes. I'm going to fry it in that masala till the ingredients are well incorporated. I need to fry this thoroughly. So I've mixed all the ingredients, stirred it thoroughly and I fried it for 2 minutes. Now after 2 minutes I've added salt as per taste and also water. I've added about a cup of water to cook the meat. Since I'm cooking the meat open in a pan, I've added 1 cup of water, but if you're using a pressure cooker to cook this mincemeat, use roughly about half a cup of water and pressure cook it for 3 whistles. In roughly about 3 whistles, your meat should be done, but it took me 30 minutes to cook my meat. So I've covered this and cooked this for 30 minutes. Now once the meat is cooked, you can see there is a lot of gravy and there's a lot of moisture content. So I've placed this meat on high flame and allow the excess gravy and the moisture content to dry out completely. We don't need any sort of moisture content. And also check if your meat has cooked, because here in India the meat takes a longer period of time to cook. So we have to cook it for 30 minutes and keep checking it if it's cooked or not. We don't want raw meat. So we need to check the meat if it's cooked and it's tender. If it's not cooked, place it on high flame, add excess water, cover it and cook it. So now my meat has cooked. I placed it on high flame, allow that excess gravy or moisture to completely evaporate and the meat is completely dry. Now at this point I've switched off the flame and allow the meat to cool down. It should reach room temperature. We need to grind this meat. So once it reaches room temperature, we need to grind it. Since I was preparing this recipe video in a hurry, I've added the meat to the mixer directly and I'm grinding it. But make sure you allow the meat to reach room temperature before you grind it. I've added only half a portion of that meat to the mixer jar and I'm going to grind it to a smooth consistency. Now the meat is ground into a smooth consistency since it's cooked well. Now I've added the ground meat mixture to the other half of the meat and I've started to mix it thoroughly. At this point, check for salt. If you need salt, add salt, or if you need excess chilies, add chilies. It's up to you. I've also started to add my breadcrumbs. I used roughly about 5 bread slices to grind it into a fine powder, and then I've added it into batches. So I've not added all the 5 slices that I prepared the breadcrumbs. I've added it into batches and I mixed it in this meat. So once you add breadcrumbs, your salt level and the chili level is going to reduce. If the chili and salt level reduces, you can add excess chili or salt as per your preference. Now once I've added the breadcrumbs, I've started to mix it thoroughly. I've been using a wooden spatula to mix my meat, but at this point I'll be using my hands in order to make sure all the ingredients are well incorporated in the meat mixture. So I'll also be checking for salt and adding salt if required. And this is when you can also make sure that the meat is forming into patties and it's not having that loose texture. It should hold that, once you form the patties, it should hold that shape. So at this point my meat mixture is ready. I've laid out all the ingredients for breading. I've reserved all-purpose flour and corn flour in a bowl, and I've also started to add salt to eggs, and I've whisked the eggs. I've used 3 eggs for this recipe and reserved some panko breadcrumbs in a different bowl. As I was preparing this recipe, I built this recipe. I'm using a cutlet mold over here, but if you cannot find a cutlet mold, please use a cookie cutter. It's easy to form shapes, so that's the reason I want to have an even cutlet shape. I roughly prepared about 12 good sized cutlets for this recipe. It was really nice and satisfying. We had generous portions of this cutlets. We really enjoyed it. The recipe in detail is posted in the description box below this video, friends. It's also posted on my blog. Blog link will be posted in the description box below this video, or you can click the icon above this video which will direct you to my blog. The same recipe is also translated and posted in YouTube Tamil. So YouTube Tamil link will also be in the description box below this video. You can visit me there. If you're in any of the social medias like Facebook, Instagram or Twitter, do follow me on any of the social medias. I'll post all the social media handle links in the description box below this video. I keep updating my social media on a regular basis, so you can visit me on Instagram, Facebook or Twitter. Now once the cutlet is formed, I've just rolled it in that flour mixture, corn flour and all-purpose flour mixture, and I've dunked that cutlet in the egg. I'm going to roll it out in the breadcrumbs. Very simple technique. So also use a fork when you're dipping your cutlet or any base in egg. Use a fork. It's very easy to lift it up and also to remove that extra egg content. Now one cutlet is ready. I'm going to be preparing all the cutlets required. As I'm preparing the cutlet, I'm also going to greasing the cutlet mold. So keep greasing it now and then so that it demolds easier. You can prepare these cutlets ahead of time. You can crumb coat the cutlets and reserve it in the fridge. Place a cover and reserve it in the fridge. It's an excellent meal on its own. So you can have this cutlet along with a fruit salad or with a salad on the side, and you're done. Like, you don't need anything extra. This is a meal on its own. So that's the reason they serve this during dinner as a starter, so that it fills you up, and you also eat a lot of meat during dinner. So that's the reason they serve you these cutlets. It's a delicacy basically, and here in India we serve it as a starter for dinner or lunch. It's a wonderful delicacy. It's very heavy and very nice starter. So I roughly prepared around 12 cutlets. It was very sufficient. It was like generous portions of cutlets that we had. My parents really enjoyed it. Now once all the cutlets are done, I did place it in the refrigerator. I placed it in a plate and covered it with the cling film and placed it inside the refrigerator till I started to fry it. So once I wanted to fry it, I've heated oil in a wok. Now the oil is nice and hot. I've gently placed the cutlet one at a time. So I'm frying 2 cutlets for one batch. We need to fry these cutlets for a minute or 2 on each side. Also make sure the cutlets are in room temperature when you're frying it. If you're frying it directly from the fridge, then place it on very low flame and fry it. It has to heat all the way through, so that's the reason. People who know cooking, I don't have to give all these tips, but people who are new and they are learning how to cook, these tips are very much important. You need to learn all these. So if you refrigerated this overnight, make sure you place it on low to medium flame and fry each cutlet for a minute or 3 minutes on each side. Now once the cutlet has turned light brown in color, I've drained it from the oil, placed it on the tissue paper, allowed the excess oil to drain out, and then served it. Now I'm frying the second batch of cutlets the same way. The recipe in detail is posted in the description box below this video, or you can click the icon above this video which will direct you to my blog. Also like me and follow me on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. If you're using any of the social medias, you can follow me there. All the links will be posted in the description box below this video. The same recipes are also translated and posted in YouTube channel. YouTube channel link will also be in the description box below this video. Now once I finish frying these cutlets, I've gone ahead and served it. My family thoroughly enjoyed it, especially my mother and dad. They really liked it. It was nice and spicy. It's a meal on its own. Do give this recipe a try, friends. If you enjoyed watching this video recipe, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to me for more recipes. So do share this recipe video with all your friends and family. I'll be seeing you soon with the next recipe video. This is Vidya Lakshmi. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.